Have you ever wondered why some women can walk through immense pain, yet still carry love in their hearts? Why even after heartbreak, betrayal, emotional exhaustion, or years of being misunderstood, they still continue to care for others with quiet strength? In today's world, many women are silently fighting battles no one can see. They smile while carrying anxiety. They support everyone while feeling emotionally empty inside. They give love endlessly, but secretly wonder if anyone truly understands them. Society often tells women to become stronger, harder, colder, and less emotional. But what if their emotional depth is not weakness at all? What if sensitivity itself is a hidden spiritual power? According to the timeless wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, every woman carries a sacred divine energy within her. An energy connected to intuition, healing, compassion, inner wisdom, and spiritual creation. But most women have never been taught how powerful they truly are. Instead, their energy becomes buried under stress, emotional wounds, toxic relationships, self-doubt, and a constant pressure to please others. Slowly, they disconnect from their own soul. And when a woman forgets her spiritual worth, she begins searching outside for the love, peace, and validation that already exist within her. But the hidden truth is this: the divine energy inside a woman never truly disappears. It only becomes covered by pain, fear, and emotional noise. And the moment she reconnects with her inner peace, something extraordinary begins to awaken. In this video, we will explore the deep spiritual truth about feminine energy, karma, emotional healing, and the sacred power hidden inside every woman. Many women spend their entire lives carrying invisible emotional weight that no one truly notices. From the outside, they may appear calm, caring, and strong. They continue fulfilling responsibilities, supporting family, helping others, and smiling through daily life. But deep inside, many are silently exhausted. Some women feel emotionally alone even while surrounded by people. Others constantly give love and care but rarely receive the same understanding in return. Over time, they begin to suppress their feelings, ignore their intuition, and hide their pain just to keep peace around them. Slowly, a dangerous belief begins to grow inside the heart. The belief that their emotions are a burden, that their sensitivity is weakness, and that their worth depends only on how much they sacrifice for others. This silent emotional conflict becomes one of the greatest hidden sufferings many women experience. They may appear successful outwardly, yet inwardly feel disconnected from themselves. Some lose confidence after painful relationships. Some begin doubting their own value after years of criticism or neglect. Others become emotionally drained from constantly trying to heal everyone around them while ignoring their own wounds. According to the spiritual wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, this pain often begins when a person forgets their true spiritual identity. A woman is not meant to live only for external approval or emotional survival. Deep within her exists a divine energy filled with peace, intuition, compassion, and inner strength. But modern life constantly pulls attention outward, toward comparison, fear, pressure, and emotional chaos. As this connection with the inner self weakens, the soul begins to feel empty. And without understanding the spiritual cause, many women spend years blaming themselves for a pain that actually comes from disconnection from their own divine nature. The question is, why does this happen to so many women? Why do so many kind, loving, emotionally deep women slowly lose connection with their own inner peace? The answer is both spiritual and psychological. From a very young age, many women are taught to suppress their true emotions. They are told to stay quiet, adjust to everyone, avoid conflict, and constantly prioritize the happiness of others. Over time, they begin hiding their pain behind a smile. Even when they feel hurt, disrespected, or emotionally overwhelmed, they continue carrying everything silently. Slowly, this creates an inner separation between the outer personality and the true soul within. Psychologically, when a person constantly ignores their emotions and intuition, emotional exhaustion naturally develops. The mind becomes filled with overthinking, self-doubt, anxiety, and fear of rejection. Many women become trapped in the habit of seeking validation from relationships, social approval, or external beauty because deep inside, they no longer feel connected to their own spiritual value. Spiritually, this disconnection becomes even deeper. According to wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, the human soul naturally carries peace, joy, and divine energy. But when life becomes filled with emotional pain, comparison, stress, and constant mental noise, this inner light becomes covered. Just like clouds can hide the sun without ever destroying it, emotional suffering can temporarily hide the soul's natural radiance. Many women begin believing they are weak simply because they feel deeply. But spiritual sensitivity is not weakness. In fact, the ability to feel deeply, love deeply, and intuitively understand emotions is often a sign of powerful inner energy. The problem is not sensitivity itself. The problem is living in a world that teaches people to disconnect from the soul and ignore the quiet wisdom of the heart. And when this disconnection continues for years, many women slowly forget the sacred power that already exists within them. Sometimes a woman may ask herself a painful question: why do the same emotional struggles keep repeating in my life? Why do certain relationships bring the same heartbreak? Why does she continue attracting emotionally unavailable people, disrespect, betrayal, or situations where she constantly gives more than she receives? Spiritually, these patterns are often connected to karma, inner conditioning, and unconscious emotional habits formed over many years. According to wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, life is not random. Every soul enters this world carrying certain lessons meant for spiritual growth and awakening. Karma is not punishment from God. It is simply the law of cause and effect working through human experience to help the soul evolve toward greater awareness. Sometimes a woman may repeatedly sacrifice her own happiness because deep inside she fears abandonment or believes love must be earned through suffering. Another woman may tolerate emotional pain because somewhere within her consciousness, she has forgotten her own spiritual worth. These inner beliefs silently shape decisions, relationships, and emotional experiences. Without awareness, the same cycle continues again and again. A person may change places, relationships, or circumstances, but the inner pattern remains active until it is consciously healed. This is why some people keep meeting different individuals who bring the same emotional lesson in different forms. Life continues presenting similar experiences until the soul finally learns self-respect, emotional balance, inner peace, and spiritual awareness. But the beautiful truth is that karma can begin changing the moment awareness awakens. The moment a woman truly understands that her value does not depend on someone else's approval, her energy begins to transform. She starts making wiser choices. She begins listening to intuition instead of fear. She stops chasing unhealthy attachment and starts protecting her peace. Spiritually, this inner shift changes not only her emotional life but also the kind of energy and people she begins attracting into her future. The divine energy within a woman often reveals itself in quiet and deeply human ways. It is not always dramatic or visible to the world, yet its presence can be felt strongly by the people around her. You may have seen this energy in a mother who continues giving love even while carrying her own hidden pain. You may have seen it in a daughter who comforts everyone else while silently struggling inside herself. Sometimes the sacred energy appears through intuition, a deep inner knowing that quietly warns, guides, or protects. A woman may suddenly feel that something is wrong before any words are spoken. She may sense emotional changes in others without being told anything directly. Spiritually, this sensitivity is not imagination. It is often the soul's natural intelligence expressing itself through emotional awareness. In other situations, divine feminine energy appears as healing presence. Some women naturally bring calmness wherever they go. Their words soften pain. Their presence creates emotional safety. Even during difficult times, they somehow help others feel understood and emotionally supported. According to wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, this compassionate energy is deeply spiritual because the soul naturally carries love, peace, and harmony. But when this divine energy becomes wounded or neglected, painful signs also begin to appear. Many women become emotionally exhausted because they constantly absorb the stress and emotions of others without protecting their own inner peace. Some lose their identity in relationships and forget their own needs while trying to please everyone around them. Others continue ignoring their intuition even when their heart quietly warns them about unhealthy situations. Over time, this creates anxiety, emotional confusion, low self-worth, and deep inner loneliness. Real-life situations like toxic relationships, emotional neglect, family pressure, or years of self-sacrifice can slowly weaken the connection with the soul. Yet even during these painful experiences, the divine energy within never fully disappears. It simply waits patiently beneath the emotional wounds, ready to awaken again the moment a woman begins reconnecting with her true spiritual self. Healing begins the moment a woman stops fighting against her own soul and starts listening to it with compassion. Many people try to heal by changing everything outside themselves: relationships, environments, routines, or other people's behavior. But true healing often begins quietly within. According to wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, inner peace is not something we create from outside the world. It is something we rediscover within ourselves when the mind becomes calm enough to hear the soul again. The first step toward healing is learning to slow down and create moments of silence. Even a few minutes each day spent in prayer, meditation, deep breathing, or peaceful reflection can slowly reduce emotional chaos and reconnect the heart with spiritual clarity. A woman who constantly gives energy to others must also learn that protecting her peace is not selfish. It is necessary. Compassion does not mean allowing disrespect, emotional manipulation, or constant emotional exhaustion. Wise healing includes creating healthy emotional boundaries and learning when to step away from situations that drain the soul. Another important step is learning to trust intuition again. Many women ignore their inner voice because fear, attachment, or self-doubt becomes louder than spiritual awareness. But the soul often whispers truth long before the mind fully understands it. Healing also requires releasing the belief that personal worth depends on external approval, relationships, beauty, or sacrifice. A woman's divine value does not decrease simply because someone failed to recognize it. Real peace begins when she understands that her spiritual identity is already complete within. Practical healing can also come through simple daily practices. Spending time in nature, reading uplifting spiritual wisdom, journaling emotions honestly, practicing gratitude, resting properly, and surrounding oneself with peaceful people who support emotional growth. Slowly, these small actions begin restoring inner balance. And as inner peace grows stronger, emotional confusion begins losing its control. The woman who once felt emotionally lost slowly reconnects with her divine energy, inner strength, and spiritual clarity again. The deepest spiritual truth is that the divine energy within a woman is not meant to make her superior to others, nor is it meant to be used for control, pride, or emotional power. Its true purpose is far more sacred. According to wisdom inspired by Paramahansa Yogananda, the soul naturally reflects qualities of the divine: love, peace, compassion, wisdom, patience, and inner strength. In many women, these qualities express themselves through emotional depth, intuition, nurturing energy, and the ability to heal hearts through kindness and understanding. But the modern world often teaches people to chase external validation while forgetting inner spiritual awakening. Many women spend years believing their value depends on appearance, attention, relationships, or how much they sacrifice for others. Yet external approval can never fully satisfy the soul because the soul longs for something deeper, connection with its own divine nature. The moment a woman begins reconnecting with this inner truth, her entire energy starts changing. She no longer constantly seeks love from people who cannot value her spirit. She no longer allows fear, loneliness, or emotional dependency to control her choices. Instead, she begins developing a quiet inner stability that comes from spiritual awareness. Real feminine power is often gentle, calm, and deeply centered. It does not need to shout to prove itself. It naturally radiates peace, wisdom, and emotional strength. A spiritually awakened woman may still experience pain, challenges, or heartbreak, but those experiences no longer destroy her inner identity because she understands that her soul is greater than temporary suffering. Slowly, she stops living only from emotional reactions and begins living from higher consciousness. She becomes more compassionate without losing self-respect, more loving without abandoning herself, more peaceful without becoming emotionally weak. This is the hidden awakening many souls search for throughout life, the realization that divine energy was never outside them. It was always waiting quietly within their own heart. And when a woman truly reconnects with that sacred inner light, she does not simply transform herself. Her peace, wisdom, and spiritual presence begin transforming the lives of others around her as well. As this video comes to an end, take a quiet moment to reflect deeply within yourself. Perhaps the pain, emotional exhaustion, or confusion you have experienced was never a sign of weakness. Perhaps it was the soul calling you back toward your true spiritual nature. The world may have taught many women to doubt themselves, suppress their emotions, or search outside for love and validation. But the deeper spiritual truth is that divine energy has always existed within them. It was never lost, only hidden beneath fear, stress, emotional wounds, and the noise of everyday life. And maybe today, through this message inspired by the wisdom of Paramahansa Yogananda, someone listening has finally remembered their inner worth again. If this video touched your heart in any way, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below. I would truly love to hear what part of this message connected most deeply with your soul. Have you ever experienced this hidden divine energy in your own life? Have you gone through emotional struggles that helped awaken your inner strength and spiritual understanding? Your words may also inspire and heal someone else who is silently going through the same journey. And if there is any spiritual topic, emotional life lesson, karma-related question, or teaching of Yogananda that you would like to hear in the next video, please write it in the comments as well. Your suggestions help guide this growing spiritual community toward deeper awareness and inner peace together. If you enjoy calm spiritual wisdom, emotional healing, and soul awakening teachings like this, gently subscribe to the channel, share this video with someone who may need comfort today, and continue walking this beautiful spiritual journey with us. May your heart remain peaceful, your mind remain clear, and your soul remain connected to the divine light within. Jai Gurudev.